followed by remarks from Councilmember Patino.
Okay, and, yeah, you need to go down there, and there's a couple of mics that Anna's got all set up in her.
You know, you said you talked about diversity. This actually is, you have a Rams fan swearing at a Raiders fan. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jaime Patino,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance,
and I will bear full truth and allegiance
close enough, to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States,
and Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you, former Mayor Green. Madam Mayor, council members-elect, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to keep this speech short, but Ray said the longer the speech, the better. Thank you for taking the time to attend my swearing in for another term, the swearing in of our new council members, and wishing a fond farewell to council members Duncan and Ricostos. To council members Duncan and Ricostos, thank you for the many years of service to our city. I know this is not goodbye because I have a feeling that you two will still be involved in helping our city in some capacity in the future. To incoming council members Sakakahara and Wang, welcome aboard. I look forward to working with both of you over the next 4 years to make positive change for our city. I would like to thank my family and friends for their support over the last 4 years, especially during the recent campaign. I would especially like to thank my grandmother, who at 93 years old is the rocking chair Walter in tough times. And it's glue that holds her family together. I'm also thankful for my daughter Monica, who taught me what the true meaning of unconditional love was the day she was born. I'd like to thank my dad for sharing perspectives that I may not have thought of or considered to make sure that I see all angles before moving forward. To Ray, Ann, and Vipin, thank you for your advice over the years. Your advice has been very beneficial to me, and any leader would be grateful for the counsel you have provided. So be ready for another 4 years of meetings. We have many challenges ahead of us over the next 2 years. I say 2 and not 4 because these are issues that I would like to deal with now, not in 4 years. Time is of the essence. When I look at these issues not just as challenges, but as opportunities. Opportunities to transform our city into the thriving, welcoming city that we wish it to be. Our homeless problem is at a boiling point and is affecting the quality of life of all our residents. We must work with other government agencies, nonprofits, faith-based organizations to solve this issue. We need to pool funds, better utilize surplus land, and look for best practices, not just in California, but across the nation. I had the opportunity to visit a tiny homes community in Kansas City, Missouri, when Monica and I attended the National League of Cities Conference last month. I got to see how this nonprofit brought together local and state governments, other nonprofits, and corporate donors to make this community a reality. Why can't we do that here? With mandates coming from the state with very little new funding, we need to find creative solutions and make partnerships to get homelessness under control. We need to work with Veterans Affairs, substance abuse centers, mental health providers, and with programs that help people before they are out on the street to change the trajectory of our homeless population and get people the services they need. Our police staffing levels are too low and are not sustainable. Our officers are working mandatory overtime and are on the verge of burning out. This can lead to mistakes that can have severe consequences. 4 to 5 officers patrolling a city with a population of 74,000 is not sufficient. And we are one major incident away from having a public safety crisis. I am happy to hear that recruitment is up, but we still have a way to go. With retirements and other attrition, our recruitment is barely keeping up. We need to get to and maintain our minimum staffing levels. For those of you out there that are thinking of making law enforcement a career, I say to you, come to Union City. Here in Union City, we respect our officers. And also, here in Union City, we will never defund the police. With thousands of housing units being built in our city over the next 4 to 6 years, it is clear that our current firefighter staffing levels in the city will not meet our future needs. So when do we start having that discussion about staffing levels? In 4 to 6 years when the housing is already built and people are already here? No, the time for that conversation is now. We need to use data to see where the calls for service are, what times of day, and what days of the week these calls are coming in, to come up with a plan to incrementally increase our staffing levels over the next few years. I say incrementally because we must do it in a way that is fiscally responsible while still keeping the city safe. This is not a binary decision of either or. Binary decisions are good for coders, but they are horrible when making good public policy. In order to do the things that must be done for our city, we must build a firm economic development foundation. We will get our economic development department more resources so they can fulfill their mission. We also need to question the status quo because the status quo is not working. We depend too much on taxes that need to be approved every so often by our residents. But the truth is, we are one election away from a fiscal cliff should our residents reject any of those taxes. We must think outside the box to bring in revenue and reach true fiscal stability. We have to rethink the ways of the past in order to have a prosperous future. We have to overhaul our current business license tax structure. It has too many categories, many that are obsolete, and it is very cumbersome to manage. It is also unfair to smaller businesses. Small mom and pop businesses pay proportionally more in their business license taxes than multi-million-dollar corporations. This is not right and it needs to be changed. We must make fundamental changes in the way we do business and how we attract businesses if we are to meet the challenges that lie ahead of us. One of the items that we put on the strategic plan but never started was a mural project on the BART pillars at Kennedy Park. My vision would be for murals similar to Chicano Park in San Diego under the Coronado Bridge that show the history of Dakota. This would not just be about Mexicans. This would be a visual history of the area from the Alones to the Spanish and Mexican rule. It would also include the Dakota family, the Masons, the Meyer sisters, Pacific State Steel, the Gladiola Fields, and the Maine. It would show contributions of Mexican, Spanish, Portuguese, Filipino, and other races in the making of the Dakota neighborhood. I would like for it to show the good and the bad. I would like for it to be a place where my grandchildren and your grandchildren could come years from now to see what life might have looked like when their grandpa or grandma grew up here. This would make Union City, Kennedy Park in particular, a destination point and give a sense of pride to our city. So I would like to see major progress on this project in the coming year. In conclusion, I would like to admit that I have an ambitious set of priorities for the next 2 years, but these are issues that cannot be put off any longer. Ronald Reagan once said, "There is nothing that man cannot do as long as no one cares who gets the credit." These are attainable goals, but we must work together. And I am willing to say right now in front of all of you that I am extending my hand of goodwill to all that will work with me, even those that did not vote for me or endorse me. The election is behind us, and it is time to govern. The residents of our city deserve nothing less. But in order for that to work, there must be reciprocity. Without that, my offer of goodwill will be in vain, and we will have let our residents down. I hope that we can rise above that and confront the challenges that lie ahead of us, united and with the best interests of our city and its residents at heart. So before I conclude, I would like to leave you with a quote from Robert Kennedy. "Some people see the world as it is and ask why. I dream of things that have never been and ask why not." So let's keep questioning the status quo and asking why not. Thank you, God bless you, and may God watch over our city.